Hi everyone, Dr. Remy from Posture Size. We have a great video today for you personal trainers looking to design your workouts and program your workouts for your clients with injuries to help prevent their pain by addressing joint stability and stability fatigue with compound and isolation exercises. Hope you enjoy. So when it comes to designing a workout and programming it for your personal training clients with injuries, it's imperative that you consider addressing joint stability and fatigue of joint stability. If we're working with a client, let's say, with a shoulder injury, and we know that they have, let's say, a rounded shoulder posture or possibly an elevated shoulder posture with overhead movements, we are going to have a lot more difficulty keeping that shoulder blade back and down in a corrective position to avoid aggravating the rotator cuff and the bursa and any impingement syndrome or even a biceps tendonitis if we're using heavy compound exercises after isolation exercises. Well, it's important to warm up many times with isolation movements because you can train it a lot easier in terms of a biomechanical correction with an isolation movement like a lateral raise to keep your shoulder blade back, or to keep an arm that has a tendency to anterior glide in the socket to keep the arm back in the socket using the rotator cuff to properly stabilize. It's a lot easier to make those corrections with the client and train them in a simple isolated movement like internal and external rotation, like a lateral raise, like a front raise, than it is trying to make those corrections with a compound movement like chins, like pull downs, like overhead presses or a bench press. Because you're using a lot more prime movers, you have a lot more weight, and it's a lot more difficult to hold that. So one of the keys of trying to design your program and the sequence of your exercises when you're programming your workout for your clients is to think, I want to make sure that I spend a few moments at the beginning of the workout, maybe a set or two with very little resistance or no resistance, just body weight, of training and reminding the client how they position the body and how to hold it as they're working through the movement you're about to do. But then do your compound exercises first, your multi-joint exercises, your big prime movers, your big presses, your big pulls, even your cleans, your presses. You want to do those first in the workout when their energy is the highest, when they can devote more energy to maintaining stability rather than later in the workout. Once they've been using those big compound exercises, they're going to be more fatigued, and it's going to be a lot easier for them to hold that stability during isolated movements at the end of the workout rather than at the beginning of the workout. Another example of this would be, let's say, a lateral tracking patella. We have a client with knee pain, and when they squat, when they lunge, the patella has a tendency to slide to one side. Again, if you're not sure how to assess that, we have other videos on the channel that will teach you that. But if we do big compound movements like split squats, like lunges, like regular squats, deadlifts, it's going to be a lot harder trying to control that kneecap position and proper stability of that joint if we're using prime movers, if we're using multi-joint movements, we're using the hip, we're using the ankle, we're using the knee. It's better to sequence those earlier in the workout once you train a client what they're going to be looking for with some very light load sets to remind them what the posture, the position, the alignment of that joint is. And then after compound exercises, when they're fatigued, when they don't have as much energy to hold that, then you're going to do your isolation work, like your leg extensions, leg curls, hip abduction, internal and external rotation at the knee. That's all going to be at the end of the workout when they're not fatigued so they can better hold joint stability and prevent injury. If you like this video on joint stability and fatigue, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We got a lot of great videos out there for personal trainers teaching them the secrets that I've used in training my trainers over the years, as well as the secrets that I use for the clients that I personally train as a doctor. We have them all here on the channel, one by one, in different categories. Feel free to subscribe. You get a lot of great information to learn. If you want to help me share this valuable information with others, give me a thumbs up below. Let's share it. Let's make all of our personal training better. Make sure that clients don't get injured and get the most out of their workouts so they're safe and effective. And remember, if you're looking for a great program, if you want to learn a wonderful course to learn all this, assessment, program design, how to exercise, how to modify exercise with the clients with injuries to prevent problems, to increase your referrals, look no further than our essential crash course for personal trainers on injuries and pain conditions, available at the PostureSize.com website. I hope that this video on making sure that you're using joint stability and considering fatigue with compound versus isolation exercises helps you with your personal training clients and preventing their injuries.